In the last part 3 video, I showed the making of the full length of the side and end components. I also developed the full width of the box base component. So here is the assembled Williamsburg knife box as we left it in part 3. The corners are overlapped and ready for the dovetail joinery. In their demonstration of making the actual box, the Williamsburg cabinet makers simply marked out the dovetails by eye. It seemed to work quite well, so I will do the same in SketchUp. Edit the side component and use the line tool to scribe the shapes of the dovetail pins. I'll start at the top and scribe a line pretty much on the horizontal, about here, making sure to connect on that face, and go down to the bottom and draw another line which represents the top of the lower pin, pretty much at a horizontal line. Now there are 2 pins located in between. I'll try to space them out and give them an angle that seems to look pretty good, and a width. The dovetails in Williamsburg are usually quite small, and these are going to be along those lines. There's 1 pin, and I'll try to put another similar sized pin at this location with the line tool. I need to capture the exact location of the intersection of the end with the inside and outside faces of the side. This helps to know how long the pins will be. Select the 2 faces by holding down the Shift key and right-click on the selection and pick Intersection with Model from the menu. Close the component and copy the side away from the assembly for an uncluttered view while completing the dovetail pins. You can see the intersecting line locations just made, while some of these lines are not needed, so I'll use the eraser tool to remove them. With the line tool, draw lines for the length of the dovetails along the red axis back to the intersecting line. Okay, we also need those horizontal lines on the inside face of the side. I'm watching for the red axis, the red color denoting that I am on the red axis. There are some additional lines, but we can only see them or see where they should be by turning on X-ray, and it's in this intersection back here. Oops, I didn't connect that properly. It fooled me. I thought the line was on the green axis. It is not. So I've got to zoom in and get closer in there, make sure I'm connecting at the intersection there, and you can see that the face closes in, so that was the correct location. Now the faces of the pins are being made while these lines are located. Oh, there's another error. Do that again. There it is. Okay, we can turn off X-ray and use the eraser tool to expose the underlying dovetail pins. There is some cleanup with extra lines on the faces. Use the eraser tool to remove them. One more down here at the bottom. That completes the pins on one end of the side. We need the same pins on the other end. The previous intersection with the end component created these intersecting lines also at this end, so I'm going to just erase those. They're not needed. Draw a selection box around the pins at this end, and then use the copy tool to move a copy of those pins to the other end, rearranging them by performing a flip along red direction, and then precisely positioning the copy on the left end. Use the eraser tool to now expose the pins like we did on the other end. And I don't know if there's going to be much cleanup here. Let's check it. See if there are any extra lines. No, looks good. Close the component and delete the extra copy. In the next video, I'll create the dovetail sockets or tails in the end components.